Welcome back. All right, so 13 game night tonight in the NHL, the busiest night we're going to have in the NHL until October or whenever that schedule comes out and they tell us, hey, they're big busy nights. There are 10 games on Thursday, there are 13 games on Saturday. However, about I think it's 5 of those end up being matinee games. So, yeah, this is the last night where I'm just trying to keep up. Just trying. All right, and we start off with that attempt with the Carolina Hurricanes and the Boston Bruins. I'd like to thank the first period of this game for basically nothing happening. Both Boston and Carolina play the same style of hockey, and if it's like this in the playoffs, it may not be the most exciting series. So it's Kochetkov versus Swayman. The Canes score, but that goal gets taken off the board. Shots are one apiece at 3.5 minutes. The Canes press are kept away from the net. Pretty quiet game, which works for both teams. Shots are only 2-1 Carolina 8 minutes in. Shea fires one wide as the Canes press. Fredericks denied from the side of the net. Martinook has a rush chance that's saved. Canes press with 8.5 minutes left. There was a crossbar for Jarvis. Bruins rush, but yeah, there were only 8 shots in total in that first period. We go to the second with no score. So there's an early power play for the Canes. It becomes 15 seconds of 5-on-3. Everything's killed off there, but the Canes are starting to take over. The shots are 5-0 in their or 4-0 in their favor 5 minutes in. Swayman's the reason it's 0-0 at this point. Frederick has a rush that's held, and then at 10:55, Svechnikov does the lacrosse goal that everybody thought kind of hit the crossbar, but no, it was in, and you could see him pointing like it was in. What are we doing? So it's Svechnikov from Stahl and Slavin, and then at 13:05, Teravainen scores from Svechnikov and Slavin. So it's 2-0 in favor of Carolina. We have a power play for Boston. That's killed off not long after at 16:56. McAvoy on a one-timer from the left circle breaks the shutout. Lauko and Boquist with the assists. It's 2-1 Carolina after 2. Third period, the shots are 2-1 Boston at 2.5 minutes. The Bruins press at 3 minutes. The shots are 6-1 in their favor 7 minutes in. But at 10:14, it's an own goal by Zacha. Last I looked, it's still Gensel from Orlov and Jarvis. They can take away the assists when it's actually an own goal. So Zacha needed his 20th goal. That's not how you get it. Makes it 3-1 Carolina. Canes press with 7.5 minutes left. The Bruins get a power play, and a shorthanded marker happens instead. It's Jarvis from Shea and Stahl at 13:22. Then there was a shorthanded chance for Martinook that gets saved. The Canes do finish the kill. 2:37 left. The Bruins get a power play. Van Riemsdyk couldn't bury one in close. That gets killed off. Your final score is 4-1. Carolina 50-22-7 with the win. They still have hopes of catching the Rangers as well. For Boston, they're 46-18-5. Tough result for them tonight. 3 stars: Svechnikov, Jarvis, and Kochetkov. Shots on net. Both teams had 4 in the first period. Then the shots are 15-6 Carolina in the second, 13-7 Boston in the third. Final shots 26-23 for Carolina. Power plays, the Canes 0 for 2, Boston 0 for 3. The hits 36-32 for Boston. Kochetkov saved 22 out of 23. Swayman saved 22 out of 26. All right, next up, Washington and the Detroit Red Wings. We knew how important this was, and honestly, Detroit played really, really well. They just don't get the result, which has happened with teams against Washington a lot of this season. Teams outplay them and then look at the scoreboard at the end of the night and go, how did we lose? So, Lindgren versus Lyon. And Lindgren's one of the reasons that Detroit loses this. So early jumps for Detroit. The Caps then try to bank one in off Lyon. Things get pushy on a hole by Alex Lyon after. Sherratt has a shot that's kicked aside. The shots are 4-1 Detroit, 4 minutes in. There was a post for Lapierre at the other end. Sherratt has a rush chance that's saved. Kane has a net feed that's picked off. The shots were 11-5 for Detroit with 6 minutes left. We went over 5 minutes without a whistle as well, and it was a pretty fast first 20 minutes. This was the fastest game of the night. It's 0-0 after 1. Second period, the Wings press at 2 minutes. The shots are 5-0 Detroit at 4 minutes. Lindgren earning his keep tonight. Goss despairs tonight as the Wings are pushing, trying to get that first goal. Zarnik has a near miss and close. The Wings press at 9 minutes, but we get a power play for the Capitals. Ovechkin has a one-timer that's blocked. That power play's killed off. 1 shot. The Wings press with 7 minutes left. They had all these opportunities. And then at 17:47, Strome scores from Ferrari. And then at 19:52, Ovechkin gets his 30th. He is the all-time leader in 30-goal seasons. I believe that's his 18th. Oshie with the assist. That is also goal number 852 as he sits, I believe it's 42 now behind Wayne Gretzky. So it's 2-0 Caps after 2. Third period, Larkin's denied on a rush. Fisher has a wraparound that saved. Pretty good desperate hockey by the Wings. The shots on net are 3-1 in their favor 4 minutes in. Caps press at 5.5 minutes. Ovechkin has a shot that deflects out. McMichael has a chance. That's kicked aside. Too many Caps on the ice, so the Wings get a power play. Larkin's denied. That power play's killed off. The Wings press at 9 minutes. Why would you throw an octopus on the ice when your team's down 2-0? I thought that was weird. Anyways, it's odd. Your team's dominating the game. Don't throw an octopus on the ice and give the Caps a bit of a rest and a chance to talk things over. So the shots are 11-5 for the Wings with 6 minutes left. Cops down. The referee sucks because there was no call on that one. We get a power play for the Wings not long after. Gostisbehere has a one-timer that's blocked. Fabry has a shot that's blocked. That power play gets killed off. And then just before the horn, Detroit breaks the shutout. Kane scores from Perron and Raymond at 19:58, but it's academic. Your final score is 2-1 for the Caps. They go to 37-30-11 with the win. They are above the playoff line tonight. For Detroit, 38-32-8. They are not above the playoff line any longer. 3 stars, Lindgren, Strome, and Ovechkin. Shots on net, 17-8 Detroit in the first, 10-8 Detroit in the second, 16-7 Detroit in the third. Final shots, 43-23 for the Detroit Red Wings. Power plays, 0-for-1 for Washington, 0-for-2 for Detroit. The hits were 21 apiece. Lindgren saved 42 out of 43. Lions saved 21 out of 23. So, Caps helping their playoff hopes. Detroit, not as much. All right, next up, Ottawa and Florida. So it's Korpisalo versus Stolarz. There weren't any shots a couple of minutes into this game. Then we had a fight between McEwen and Gadjevich, who played together in Vancouver. Sens press at 2.5 minutes. We get a power play for Florida. Tkachuk has a chance that's saved. That power play is killed off. Sens press at 9 minutes. We get another power play for Florida. They don't kill this one off. Lundell scores from Stolarz at 12:02. So Anthony Stolarz with an assist on what turns out to be a game-winning goal. So, hey, there you go, game-winning assist. Then we get a power play for Ottawa. That's killed off. 5.5 minutes left. The Panthers press, and at 14:48, Cousins buries one from the slot to make it 2-0. Mikkola and Bennett with the assists. The Panthers press with 2.5 minutes left. With 1:56 left, the Sens get a power play. Panthers kill that off. It's 2-0 for the Panthers after one. Second period, really not a lot to write down. There were only 8 shots in total. So early Sens press. The Panthers get pinned down a bit, but they don't allow a lot of shots out of that. We get a press by Florida at 6 minutes. Pinto has a rush that's defended. Batherson has a net drive that's saved. The shots are 4-2 for the Sens with 4 minutes left, just to prove that wasn't a lot going on. 2:51 left. The Panthers get a power play. That's killed off. I believe they had 1 shot on it. And it stays 2-0 Florida after 2. Third period, early power play for the Sens. That's killed off. The Panthers press with 8.5 minutes left. Shots were 6-5 for the Sens with 8 minutes left, but we get a power play for Florida. It's killed off, but it takes 2 more minutes off the clock, right? Pinto can't bury one in close. The goalie pull happens with 2:48 left. And then the Panthers have a power play, which essentially ends it for them. So your final score in this one is 2-0 for Florida. The Tony the Tiger Magnet right here doing its work. Florida goes to 49-24-6 with the win, and they pull 2 points closer to Boston to top the division. Ottawa 34-40-4 with the loss. 3 stars in this one, Stolarz, Cousins, and Lundell. Shots on net, 12-9 Florida in the first, 5-3 Ottawa in the second, and then 15-11 Florida in the third. Final shots 30-25 for the Panthers. Power plays 0-for-3 for Ottawa, 1-for-5 for Florida. The hits 39-31 in favor of Ottawa. Korpisalo saves 28 out of 30, and Stolarz saved all 25 for the shutout. So, yeah, some good goaltending performances already. We're only 3 games in. Next up, not the greatest goaltending performance from Philadelphia tonight. And not the greatest performance from almost anybody wearing a Philadelphia jersey tonight. So it's Harrison versus Montembeault. 1 minute and 5 seconds in, Slavkovsky scores from Matheson and Caulfield. He just wires that one from the high slot. It goes in. Shots are 5-2 for the Habs at 5 minutes. We get a power play for Philly. Does it suck? Well, yeah, it's a Philly power play, so of course. Newhook has a rush chance that's blocked, but it's 1-0 Montreal after 1. Second period. Flyers press at 2.5 minutes. Frost has a chance that's held. The shots are 2-0 Philadelphia, 4 minutes in. They haven't had a problem out shooting their opponents. They've just had a problem out scoring their opponents. Armia can't bury one in close. Habs press at 6 minutes. The Flyers press at 7.5 minutes, but Montreal starts it. Here you go. So it's 8:43. It's Slavkovsky from Suzuki and Matheson. At 10:46, it's Gallagher from Kovacevic and Harris. At 11:22, Slavkovsky finishes the hat trick early, a little over halfway through the game and all that. Savard with the assist there, so it's 4-0. And then Anderson ends the night for Ersson. He scores from Harrison Pearson at 12:42, so Fedotov goes into the net. Doesn't fare a lot better. Dvorak scores from Harris at 15:27. Welcome back to the NHL, Christian Dvorak. 2:15 left. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4, but after the second period, it's 6-0 for Montreal. So it really helped because there were so many games going on. So I didn't really have to watch what was going on here because Philly was just imploding, and it is video worthy. I realized tonight, I'm like, yeah, this is video worthy what's happened to the Flyers. It's absolutely insane. Third period, the shots are 3-2 Montreal at 4.5 minutes. At 4:54, Poehling gets Philly on the board. Tippett and Johnson with the assists. So Philadelphia gets a power play. Does it suck? Well, yeah, it's a Philly power play, so it doesn't score. Those are all the power plays we had tonight. Dvorak then answers from Harvey Pinard at 10:05. So that restores the 6-goal lead for Montreal. And then Gallagher makes it a 7-goal lead from Armia and Kovacevic. That's at 11:19. So it's a lot to 1 at that point. So at 15:05, Philadelphia gets a goal. It's Farabee from Lixell and Cates. And then at 17:07, Poehling scores a second of the game from Johnson and Tippett. So Eric Johnson had a couple assists tonight. Yay. That's at 17:07. And then at 18:17, Armia gets that 9th goal for Montreal. Gallagher and Newhook with the assists. Your final score is 9-3 for Montreal. They go to 30, 36, and 12 with the win. With the loss, Philadelphia 36, 32, and 11. And they are absolutely just catapulting themselves so far out of the playoff discussion. They're out of it. Every time I hear any broadcast saying the Flyers are a point back, I'm like, no. They're not going to make it. Don't even include them in playoff discussions. 3 stars, Slavkovsky, Gallagher, and Dvorak. Shots on net, 10-8 Philly in the first, 14-12 Montreal in the second, 14-8 Philly in the third. Final shots 36-30 for the Flyers, who have now lost to the Blackhawks, the Blue Jackets, and the Canadiens over the last week. And on the power rankings board, they're now in the bottom row, and firmly in the bottom row. Power plays, Philadelphia had the only 2, but they can't score on the power play, so they didn't. Montreal didn't need one. Hits 23-16 for Philadelphia. Ersson saved 12 out of 17. Fedotov saved 9 out of 13. This is not just on the goaltenders. I'm not saying the goaltenders are playing really well, but it's on a lot of players in that Flyers lineup. Montembeault 33 saves on 36 shots. So your final score 9-3. You can see the 80s magnet here and the Cobra Kai magnet here because it was no mercy and an 80s game. That's rare. All right, next up. Toronto and New Jersey. So it's Woll versus Allen in this one. Devils press at 2 minutes. In fact, the shots are 2-0 in their favor. 4.5 minutes in, but Toronto opens the scoring. Robertson buries a rebound. Riley and Brody with the assists at 8:54. The Leafs press with 9 minutes left, but New Jersey would tie it. Heishier buries one on a rush. Mercer and Smith with the assists at 14:25. 3:50 left. The Leafs get a power play. That's killed off. 48.8 seconds left. Toronto. They get another power play, so that rolls over into the second period. The Devils finish the kill. There were 2 shots in total for Toronto on that power play. Leafs press at 2 minutes. The shots are 5-0 in their favor, 3 minutes in. We get a power play for the Devils, and they score on it. It is Mercer scoring from Heishier at 5:17. Heishier might have been the best Devil that wasn't Jake Allen tonight. The Leafs press at 8.5 minutes. Holmberg's denied on a rush, and then at 15 minutes, Bertuzzi gets his 20th. That's from Domi and McCabe. And then 9 seconds later, Giordano scores from Matthews and Bertuzzi. So, yeah, New Jersey, this is how this works with New Jersey. 3:04 left, the Leafs get a power play. That's killed off. The Devils rush the other way. But, yeah, after 2 periods of play, it is 3-2 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Third period, the Leafs press at 2 minutes. The shots are 2 apiece, 3 minutes in. Mercer has a shot that's blocked. The Leafs press at 5 minutes. At 7:33, though, Matthews gets number 66. Domi with the assist. So he is still cruising towards 70, and it puts him past Ovechkin's highest goal total in a season. He's now in uncharted territory in the Cap era. Benoit's denied on a 2-on-1 rush. The Leafs press at the half. Nylander fires one wide on a rush. We get a power play for the Devils. They make it a 6-on-4, but at 18:47, Bertuzzi hits the empty net. McCabe and Marner with the assists, and Toronto wins in New Jersey 5-2. They win on back-to-back nights. They go to 46-23-9 with the win. With the loss, New Jersey 37-37-5. 3 stars, Matthews, Bertuzzi, and Allen. Shots on net, 7-4 Toronto in the first, 15-8 Toronto in the second, and they enjoyed it so much it was 15-8 again in the third. Final shots, 37-20 for Toronto. Power plays, 0 for 3 for the Leafs, 1 for 2 for New Jersey. Hits, 12-5 for Toronto. Wall saved 18 out of 20, and Allen saved 32 out of 36. That being said, I need to change boards. All right, board number 2. We got the Rangers and the Islanders, and yep, those are new NHL magnets. So Shesterkin versus Varlamov in this one. Early hold by Shesterkin. The Islanders press are kept to the outside. The Rangers press at 2 minutes. It was some good, evenly played hockey until at 4:12, Riley puts one off Lindgren's stick into the net. Horvat with the assist there. It's 1-0 for the Islanders. Shots are 8-1 for the Islanders 4.5 minutes in. So they really started taking over. Things get pushy on a Varlamov hold. We get Varley chants. We heard a lot of Varley chants tonight. Rangers press at 7 minutes. At 11:47 though, Horvat deflects in a point shot. Dobson and Barzal with the assists. And then at 13:38, Palmieri buries a loose puck in the crease to make it 3-0. Nelson and Dobson with the assists. The Islanders then draw a power play. That's killed off, but they're up 3-0 after the first. Second period. Bit of a different story from there on, though. The Islanders press in 2.5 minutes. The Rangers then press. There's a near miss for Cooley. The Rangers end up drawing a power play, and they score on it. You cannot give them power plays. Kreider scores from Panarin and Zibanejad at 7:47. The Rangers press for another. They end up going back to the power play. They score again. At 15:01, Fox gets the power play marker. Kreider and Trocheck with the assists. The Rangers then look to tie it. The Islanders press with 4 minutes left. Pelech fires one wide from the point. It's 3-2 Islanders after 2. Third period, early press by the Islanders. Panarin then has a one-timer that's blocked. The shots are 3-1 Rangers 4 minutes in. The Islanders get stuck at one shot for a while. The Rangers press at 8 minutes. There's more pressure by them at 10 minutes. This is where Varlamov's earning his money. The Islanders get pinned down, but they're also blocking shots. They were doing a good job of blocking the dangerous shots. We then get a power play for the Islanders. That's killed off, but takes 2 minutes off the clock. Lafreniere's a wrister. That's held. Kakko with a one-timer. That's held as well. The goalie pull happens with 2:14 left. Lots of shot blocking late, and then a controversial empty netter. Lee gets his 20th of the season. Pajot and Engvall with the assist at 19:54. But Trocheck took a vicious cross-check from Dobson before that empty netter, and there was no call. So Trocheck's down, and the puck goes the other way, and Lee buries it for the empty net goal. And even the Islander announcers said that should have been a penalty. So this is not one of those, well, if you're an Islander fan, you're going to think one thing. If you're a Ranger fan, you're going to think another. Yeah, Butch Goring was like, yeah, I don't know why they didn't call that. And I don't know why they didn't call it either. He voiced his displeasure to the ref, did Trocheck, so they kicked him out of the game. So at any rate, 4-2 is your final score for the Islanders. They go to 36, 27, and 15. If these teams meet in the playoffs, could be fun. Rangers 53, 22, and 4 with the loss. And again, with Carolina's win tonight, that division lead gets a little bit narrower. There's only a few games left, but still, until you've mathematically wrapped it up. 3 stars, Varlamov, Kreider, and Horvat. Shots on net, 17-11 Islanders in the first, 10-8 Rangers in the second, 13-4 Rangers in the third. Final shots, 34-29 for the Rangers. Power plays, the Rangers 2 for 3, Islanders 0 for 2. The Rangers' problem was they couldn't score 5-on-5. Hits 22-16 Rangers. Shesterkin saves 25 out of 28. Varlamov saves 32 out of 34. People always talk about, oh, we want more of your opinion. I always give my opinion during the reviews. Always. All right. Next up, Columbus and Tampa. You just have to pay attention. I throw little things in there all the time. So it's Greaves versus Vasilevsky. The shots are 2-1 Columbus at 3 minutes. Bolts press at 3.5 minutes. Pretty quiet first half, though. Not much room for either team. Tampa Bay presses with 9.5 minutes left. Goudreau to Danforth gets picked off. And then at 16 minutes and 31 seconds, point scores his 44th of the season. Kucherov and Duclair with the assists. That is the 300th point in the career of Anthony Duclair. At 19:17, Marchenko would answer. He ties the game from Sillinger and Severson. The Bolts then look to respond, but it's 1-1 after 1. Second period, Werenski gets denied from a sharp angle. Bolts press at 3.5 minutes. We get a power play for Columbus, and they score on it. It's Marchenko at 7:13, making it 2-1 for Columbus. Bolts press at 8.5 minutes, but with 9.5 minutes left, the shots are 6-5 for the Blue Jackets. We get a power play for Tampa, though, and that's pretty lethal. Stamkos roofs it from the left circle because that's where he scores them all from. Kucherov and Hedman with the assists at 14-17. So it is 2-2 after 2. Third period, shots are 3-2 Columbus at 3 minutes. Marchenko has a chance it's held as he's looking for the hat trick. But at 5:40, Cirelli gets his 20th. He gets that one from Hagel and Stamkos. And then 16 seconds later, Stamkos makes it 4-2. He scores from Hagel and Chernak. Kucherov's then denied on a slap shot as they're looking for another one. We get a power play for Tampa. That's killed off. The goalie pull happens with 3 minutes left, and at 17:57, Stamkos gets the hat trick goal from Kucherov. Kucherov now with 96 assists on the season. Your final score in this one's 5-2. Tampa Bay goes to 44, 27, and 7 on the season. Columbus 26, 41, and 12 at the loss. 3 stars, Stamkos, Kucherov, and Marchenko. Shots on net, 10-9 Tampa in the first, 11 apiece in the second, 12 apiece in the third. Final shots 33-32 for Tampa. And this is what I mean talking about Columbus. They've been playing relatively well lately. They just don't get the result here. Shots or power plays, both teams 1 for 2. The hits 39-28 Tampa. Greaves saves 28 out of 32. Vasilevsky saves 30 out of 32 at the other end. So entertaining game, probably more entertaining if you're a Tampa fan. Although there are likely some Columbus fans that are like, yeah, we want that better chance at the number 1 draft pick. So yeah, no problem. Buffalo Sabres and Dallas Stars. I did get concerned with this one a little bit. So it's Luukkonen versus Ottinger. The Sabres had the lone shot at 2.5 minutes, and at 4:07 on their third shot, Jokiharju scores from Byram and Tuck. The Stars would answer at 6:15. It's Robertson from Hintz. The shots were 5-3 for the Sabres, 8.5 minutes in. At 9 minutes and 38 seconds, Dahlin scores. He gets that one from Power and Krebs. So it's 2-1 Buffalo. And again, I was thinking, Dallas lost to Chicago, so they could lose to Buffalo. Stars look to respond. Sabres have a 3-on-2 that's defended. Things get pushy on a hold by Luukkonen. There's a near miss for Tuck. The Stars clear. Thompson fires one high on a rush. There's a crossbar for Power right before the horn. It would have gone in, and if it had, would have been 3-1 Buffalo. You have a completely different game from there, but it hits the post. Crossbar. So second period, Pavelski has a net drive that's turned over. The Sabres press at 3 minutes. At 3:38, though, Johnston scores to give the Dallas Stars a little hope and tie the game up. Harley with the assist there. Shots are 3-2 for Dallas at 6.5 minutes. And at 7:08, Pavelski scores to make it 3-2 for Dallas. Tanev and Harley with the assists. So Harley now on a bit of a run when it comes to the assist part of things. Power play for Buffalo, that's killed off. The Stars then go to the power play, that's killed off as well. The teams trade last-minute turnovers, but it's 3-2 Dallas after 2. Third period, early press by Buffalo, back-to-back failed clears by the Stars. So I thought Buffalo had a good game tonight, much like Columbus here. I thought they played well, they just don't get the result. Shots are 3-1 Sabres at 4.5 minutes. We get a power play for Dallas. They were a crossbar away from 4-2, so crossbar is getting a workout in this game. That power play's killed off. The Sabres then draw a power play. Dallas kills that off as well. Buffalo presses after it's done. Ottinger holds to get a change. Heiskanen then gets a 2-minute penalty, and he argued enough that he got a 10-minute misconduct. There was only 9:06 left in the game, so yeah, Heiskanen was gone. The best defenseman on Dallas gone for the last 9:06 of the game. Tuck is denied from the slot. That power play gets killed off. So no harm, no foul, I guess. Or there was a foul and there wasn't any harm after the foul. Stars press with 6.5 minutes left. Buffalo would pull the goalie with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Thompson has a net feed this block. There was an empty net miss by Hintz. Then there's a near miss for Greenway. The Stars do hang on. Buffalo had opportunities, but your final's 3-2 for Dallas. That's their 50th win. They're 50, 20, and 9 on the season. They, of course, are chasing that President's Trophy as well. Buffalo 37, 37, and 5. When they won the Cup in 99, I think they won the President's Trophy that year. 3 stars, maybe not. I know they were close. 3 stars, Pavelski, Harley, and Dahlin. Shots on net, 7-5 Dallas in the first, 12-7 Dallas in the second, 9-6 Buffalo in the third. Final shots, 25-21 for Dallas. Power plays, 0-3 for Buffalo, 0-2 for Dallas. The hits, 23 apiece. Luukkonen, 22 saves on 25 shots. Ottinger, 19 saves on 21 shots. So, yeah, pretty entertaining game. And again, Dallas gets the win. Winnipeg and Nashville, next one up. So the Nashville Predators have clinched a playoff spot. Let's go through how they did it. Hellebuck versus Saros in this one. Early power play for Nashville. Evangelistas denied. That power play's killed off. 4 shots. I am shocked that Hellebuck didn't get a star in this one. Absolutely just, I'm flummoxed. I don't know what happened here. But Novak would score at 4:05 from Sherwood. We then get a power play for Winnipeg, and they score on it. Velarde with his 20th, I do believe. Scheifele and Morrissey with the assists at 6:51, and he roofs that one from the side of the net. It was nice between the feet pass play. It was nice. It's like he saw the nice goal that Dakota Joshua scored for Vancouver last week and went, I could do that. So the Jets press at 8 minutes, and at 8:19, after a failed clear, Winnipeg makes them pay. Scheifele gets the goal from Toffoli. We then get a power play for Nashville. That's killed off. The shots are 9-4 for Nashville with 7.5 minutes left, but at 12:46, DeMello scores from Morgan Barron, so it's 3-1 Winnipeg. Teams trade rushes with 44.5 seconds left. Nashville goes to the power play yet again. So that rolls over into the second period, and the Jets finish the kill there. Nashville was leading in shots 3-1, 3 minutes in. Jets got stuck on one shot for a while. There's a press by the Jets at 6.5 minutes. Nashville gets a power play. That's killed off. The shots were 19-5 for Nashville with 4 minutes left. With 3:04 left, the Jets get a power play. It got killed off. Now, officially it had one shot, but maybe they took that off because Jets only had 5 shots in total in the second period. So we go to the third with the score still 3-1, which was miraculous because Nashville had almost all the shots in the second. Good early back and forth. Things get punchy in a hole by Hellebuck. Leads to Stanley having a fight with McCarron. 2 big boys there. You just got to let them go. Then there's a shoulder save on Forsberg. Sissons has a net feed this block. There's a power play for the Jets. That's killed off. And then Nashville, just so many opportunities eventually they were going to go in. Stastny gets one from Yossi and Sherwood at 7:34. Nashville then presses to tie it, and they would. At 9:41, Riley scores from Yossi and Nyquist. The Jets then had a bizarre 5-on-3 because 2 Preds collided with each other. They went offside with it, though. But we end up going to overtime. In the overtime, Evangelista has a net drive that's blocked. And then on a 2-on-1 at 1:52, Connor buries it. And Scheifele with the assist. So the Jets go to 48, 24, and 6 with an overtime win in Nashville, 4-3. With that 1 point, of course, Nashville clinches a playoff spot. They're now 45, 29, and 5 on the season. 3 stars in this one. Scheifele, Connor, and Yossi. The shots on net, 14-11 Nashville in the first, 22-5 Nashville in the second, 12-4 Nashville in the third, and then Winnipeg had both shots in the overtime, including the shot that matters. Final shots are 48-22 for Nashville. I don't know why Hellebuck's not one of the 3 stars. Power plays 1 for 3 Winnipeg, 0 for 4 for Nashville. Hits 26-17 for Nashville. Hellebuck, 45 saves on 48 shots. Saros, 18 saves on 22 shots at the other end. So, at any rate, I do need to change boards. Okay, and the final board, the third board here. On Thursday, I may only need 2 if I do 2 5-game boards, and then this might be the last night that I ever do three boards for one video until October. All right, so there you go. Minnesota versus Colorado in this one. Gustafsson versus Georgiev. Early power play for the Avs. It was obvious pretty early on in this one. The Avs weren't going to be denied. Parise was denied as that power play came to an end. Kaprizov has a rush out of the box that's defended. The Avs go back to the power play. They score on this one. Their power play was a bit of an issue for them over like a week and a half period, but it's really started to straighten itself out. Lehkonen gets this one from McKinnon and Makar at 4:34. Avs press for another. The shots are 9-3 for Colorado at 7.5 minutes, and at 8:38, McKinnon scores from Drouin and Makar. Makar's putting up some points. He now has 87 points on the season, which eclipses the total he had the last time he won the Norris. We get a power play for the Wild, but then 4 seconds later, it looked like it was a 4-minute penalty on the Wild, and it was an oops, and there's blood all over the ice. It was Devon Taves, but on the replay, they said no, friendly fire. It was an Avalanche stick that hit him. The crowd booed. I would love to have seen the referee turn the microphone back on and go, would you like to see me give a penalty to the guy who actually hit him in the face with the stick? Because you're going to be shorthanded for 1 minute and 56 seconds. It's a 4-minute penalty. Do you really want that? But he didn't do it. So I was kind of disappointed. So we have a shorthanded rush by Cogliano. And then on that power play, Kaprizov scores. He buries it from in close. Zuccarello and Boldy with the assists at 10-14. The Avs press with 8 minutes left, but with 2:08 left, the Wild go back to the power play. They score on this one as well. Boldy tips one in, Zuccarello with the assist at 19 minutes and 40 seconds. So thanks to a pretty lethal power play, it's 2-2 after the first. Second period, power play for the Avs, that's killed off. The Avs press after it's done. The fans then call one, the referee doesn't. And then Makar gets his 20th goal of the season from Taves and Drouin at 6:15. The Wild then get a power play. That's killed off. The shots are 7-4 for Colorado halfway through the period. Zuccarello has a net drive, near miss there. Things get punchy on a hole by Gustafsson. And then at 14:50, man, on a rush, McKinnon buries one for his 50th of the season. Drouin and Taves with the assists. You know, we've been focusing on his point totals so much, I didn't even realize how close he was to 50. And then at 19:08, he gets his 51st. And it's a fast break. Good luck catching him. 24 miles an hour he was skating. Lehkonen with the assist. I think I might have hit 12 back in the day when I was skating regularly. Maybe 12, maybe 10. Maybe, okay, 5. Maybe 5. 10 with the bar. Anyways, so yeah, the hat trick goal for McKinnon took a while to clean up. There was a huge delay after that. Then some MVP chance for McKinnon as well. But yeah, it's 5-2 after 2. This game essentially was done after 2 periods. Third period, an early power play for the Wild. That's killed off. We get a power play for Colorado. That's killed off as well. The Wild press at 8 minutes, and honestly, bless their hearts, they tried. They really did. But the shots were 4-3 for the Avs with 9.5 minutes left. The Wild are getting zone time, but they're just being kept to the outside. Avs are shot blocking. 5.5 minutes left. We are still stuck at 3 shots for the Minnesota Wild. Nichushkin has a net drive that's defended. With 13.1 seconds left, the Wild go back to the power play. Well, the Avs just kill that off. They win this one 5-2. They go to 49-24 and 6 with the win. With the loss, Minnesota 37-32 and 9. 3 stars in this one: McKinnon, Makar, and Drouin. Shots on net: 14-12 Colorado in the first, 9-5 Colorado in the second, and then they did it again in the third, 9-5 again. Final shots: 32-22 for the Avs. Power plays: Minnesota 2 for 5, Colorado 1 for 4. The hits: 14-7 Colorado. Gustafsson saved 27 out of 32, and Georgiev saved 20 out of 22. So, yeah, just not Minnesota's night. All right, next up, LA and the Anaheim Ducks. Talbot versus Dostal. But first, NXT. there was an NXT overrun, and it was the only channel they were carrying it on. Again, I don't have the option to go anywhere else, so like, all right, well, that's the end of NXT. I'm not watching that while there's all these games on. But the shots are 2-1 for the Kings at 2.5 minutes. At 5 minutes and 50 seconds, Akil Thomas gets his second goal in 4 games. Lewis and Gavrikov with the assists. He buries one in close. It was nice. 1-0 LA. Shots are 6-3 for the Kings at the half. At this point, this game is going exactly how we would have expected, right? If you told me, well, you're going to be wearing a Ducks jersey for the review, I'd be like, no, I'm not. The Kings aren't going to lose this one against Anaheim. Even in the previous one, I'm like, yeah, all they have to do is beat the Ducks. They should be able to do that. So Killorn has a rush that's blocked by Doughty. There's a post for Zellweger pass to screen. And then at 17:46, Vetrano scores from Gudas and Strome. It's 1-1 after 1. And the Ducks, to their credit, had a good second half. Second period, I think it's because they're wearing these. I'm going to go ahead and say keep them. Keep them as a third jersey. You can take off the Anaheim Mighty Ducks part if you want, but keep it as a third jersey next season. So the Kings press at 5 minutes in the second period. The shots are 3-0 LA at 5.5 minutes. Ducks were pinned down. They were forced to ice it. Like, really, there wasn't much going on for Anaheim for large stretches of this game. Kempe's denied on a rush. The Ducks press at 8 minutes. We get a power play for the Kings. There's a shorthanded rush by Vetrano. That power play is killed off. Dano has a rush chance that deflects out. The Kings press with 5.5 minutes left. The Ducks press right back with 4.5 minutes left. The teams exchange rushes. The fans call one. The referee does not. But with 16.0 seconds left, the Ducks get a power play. So again, sometimes you'll notice, you get mad, the ref didn't make that call. And you may get a call shortly thereafter. I've noticed that in games. It's one of those things I'd love to be able to track next year. I just don't know how I'd be able to track that. Anyways, third period. The Ducks score, but there's an offside challenge, so that comes off the board. But after the power play ends, so that would have been a power play goal, but shortly after the power play ends at 1:51, Killorn wires one glove side, Fowler and Strome with the assists. Ducks go back to the power play. That one's killed off as well. Spence has a slap shot. That's held. The shots are 5-4 for the Kings at 5.5 minutes. But at 5:50, Zegras goes glove side on a rush. Yep, Trevor Zegras, best goal he scored this season. Maybe Zegras is starting to get back up to speed. That'd be great for the Ducks. Moore then has a shot that's held as the Kings are pressing. The Ducks then get some pressure at the half. We get a power play for Anaheim. That's killed off. With 3:39 left, Dostal with a pretty blatant trip on Danault. So they have to call that. The goalie pull happens to make it a 6-on-4 about 30 seconds after that. There's an empty net miss by Silverberg. They do kill that off. They do protect the lead. They win this one 3-1. The Ducks go to 26, 48, and 5 with the win. With the loss, the Kings 41, 26, and 11. And they miss out on an opportunity to clinch a playoff spot tonight. 3 stars, Dostal, Strome, and Zegras. Shots on net, 8 apiece in the first, 16-10 LA in the second, 13-9 LA in the third. Final shots, 37-27 LA. Power plays, LA 0 for 2, Anaheim 0 for 3. The hits, 30-21 for Anaheim. Talbot, 24 saves on 27 shots. Dostal, great night for Dostal, 36 saves on 37 shots. So, yeah, sometimes teams don't roll over even though they're way out of the playoff race. Arizona and Seattle. So this game was kind of lopsided, just a little bit. Remember, they were without McCann or Dunn in the Seattle lineup tonight. So it's Vejmelka versus Grubauer, and at 108, Wright puts one through Vejmelka. It just goes in. Shane Wright now has 4 goals since the call-up. I think he's going to be okay. Eberle and Schwartz with the assists. We then get a power play for Seattle, and they score on it. Burakovsky, that was only the second shot, too. Beniers and Schultz with the assists at 2:14. The Kraken then go back to the power play. Arizona kills that one off. Shots are 5-4 Coyotes at 7.5 minutes. The Kraken press with 8.5 minutes left. There's a puck to the mouth on Kerfoot. It just deflected. I always feel bad for guys when that happens. 3:34 left. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. But yeah, it's 2-0 Seattle after 1. Second period, Kerfoot's denied in the early minute. Shots are 2-1 for the Coyotes at 3 minutes. At 4:29, Schultz wires one on a 2-on-1 rush. Bjorkstrand and Beniers with the assist. So Beniers getting points towards the end of the season here. That's good news. We have a power play for Arizona then. That's killed off. Keller with a near miss as the Coyotes press. The shots are 11-3 at the half in favor of Arizona. Things get pushy on a Vejmelka hold. The Kraken press with 8 minutes left. Krause can't bury one. The Kraken clear. Coyotes press with 4 minutes left. Keller fires one high. The Kraken pinned down. Keller came into this one on an 11-game point streak. So it's 3-0 for Seattle after 2. Third period. Kraken press at 2 minutes. We get a power play for Seattle. Tolvanen has a shot that's blocked and cleared. The power play's killed off. No shots on that power play. And then Tanev, on a great pass and an easy goal, puts it in the open net. Gord and Cartier with the assists at 6:38. Shots were only 4 apiece, 8.5 minutes in. At 9:35, Borgen goes 5-hole pass to screen to make it 5-0. Alexiak and Bjorkstrand with the assists. Doan's then denied as the Coyotes press looking to answer. They don't. Your final score is 5-0. Seattle goes to 33, 31, and 13 on the season. The Coyotes 33, 40, and 5 on the year. 3 stars in this one, Grubauer, Wright, and Schultz. Shots on net, 9-7 Arizona in the first, 18-9 Arizona in the second, 12-9 Arizona in the third. I thought they outplayed Seattle. Final shots, 39-25 for Arizona. Power plays, 0 for 1 for the Coyotes, 1 for 3 for Seattle. Hits, 30-26 Arizona. Vejmelka saves 20 out of 25. Grubauer saves 39 out of 39 for the shutout. And the No Mercy magnets down here. So, second game today where I needed 2 different magnets for it. I needed both Tony the Tiger and the No Mercy. In the other one, it was the 80s magnet and No Mercy as well. All right, and the last game of the night, Calgary and San Jose. Everybody's going to be like, I got to hear about the review for the Calgary-San Jose 7:30 start. Yep, here we are. And Calgary's playing in LA on Thursday. That's a 7:30 start as well, so yay. All right, Wolf versus Blackwood. Flames press at 2 minutes. Shots are 2-1 for Calgary at 3 minutes. And Eklund ends up scoring to get things going for the San Jose Sharks from Zetterlund and Granlund at 7:22. Lund. They're basically like a law firm, right? That one's roofed on a rush. Flames press to respond, but the shots are 7-2 San Jose at the half. So Calgary was kind of a little bit asleep at the beginning of this. Solovyov then has a shot that's held. Blackwood wins a race with Kadri to a loose puck in their own zone. So it's one of those things where if he didn't come out to race him for it, Kadri might have buried one there. 3:58 left. The Sharks get a power play. It's killed off. No shots on net. But it's 1-0 San Jose after 1. Second period, Kadri's denied and close. And then at 2:22, McDonald on a backhand from the inner slot. He scores. Hoffman with the assist. Kuzmenko then has a chance. That's held. The Flames press. And Anderson goes beast mode on this. Like Anderson, best goal Rasmus Anderson's ever scored? Maybe. Sure, I'll say it. Yeah, fine. Anderson gets that from Coronado and Ahochik at 5:35. Ahochik, of course, former San Jose Shark. Flames press to tie it. There's a power play for Calgary. That's killed off. The Flames press after it's done. The shots are 10-5 Calgary with 8 minutes left. Flames go back to the power play and they score on it. Kadri scores from Kuzmenko at 14:49. And then the Flames press for the lead now that it's 2-2. Sturm has a fast break that nearly cashes in but does not. So there's a power play for the Sharks. That's killed off. It's 2-2 after 2. Third period, early press by the Flames. The Sharks press at 2 minutes. Shots are 6-0 Calgary at 4 minutes. In fact, it took forever for San Jose to get that first shot of the period. Flames press at 6 minutes. There's a power play for the Sharks. It's killed off. No shots. Kadri has a rush chance that's held. There's a post for Miramanov as the Flames press. The shots on net with 3.5 minutes left, 10-1 for Calgary. 1:16 left, the Sharks get a power play. So Flames beside themselves, didn't like the call, but we end up going to overtime because they don't score during that 1:16, and then the Flames finish the kill and they clear it out. We then get a power play for Calgary, and very early in that, Kuzmenko just jams one in at 2:58. Huberdeau and Kadri with the assists, and so it's a 3-2 overtime win for the Flames. They go to 35-37-5 with the win. With the overtime loss, the Sharks drop to 18-51-9. 3 stars, Kuzmenko, Eklund, and Kadri. Shots on net, 9-8 San Jose in the first, 15-9 Calgary in the second, 13-3 Calgary in the third, 5-1 Calgary in the overtime, including the shot that matters. Final shots, 41-22 for Calgary. Power plays, the Flames 2 for 3, San Jose 0 for 4. The hits, 19-16 Calgary. Wolf saved 20 out of 22 and gets his first ever win on the road in his career as a National Hockey League goaltender, and he's from California, so good for him. And Blackwood, 38 saves on 41 shots for him, and I thought Blackwood had a really good game. He's the reason this goes to overtime. So let me know your thoughts about these games in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is the longest review you guys are going to see from me until October. So there you go. From here, they get shorter. My evenings get a little bit easier. And in playoff time, they usually don't have those 7:30 starts on the West Coast. So thank you guys so much for all your support as always. We're winding things down. We're almost to the playoffs. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Thanks for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.